Reader's Digest. And then I have some saved from this other thing called Thought Catalog. I was going to try to find some from Reddit, but I tried to look and I didn't really see any that caught my eye or that I thought would be interesting to read. So I'm not doing that. Though if y'all want me to, I could possibly go further into research and research some cases, do like some true crime stuff. I've never done true crime before. I know it's very popular with other ASMR artists though. True crime is just popular, period, but I remember Miss Arissa talking about doing a true crime video, and I know that Soft ASMR does them. Yeah, and there's somebody else I was trying to find, but it's another ASMR artist who also does true crime, but I've never done it. I definitely would have to watch some videos about it, but let me know if that's something you would like to see from me, because I do have some very sad, spooky cases that give me the creeps that I think I would like to talk about. But anyway, I'm just gonna read these stupid ones from Reader's Digest. So let's go ahead and get into it, okay? And because I want to look professional, I won't be putting on my readers. Yes, I wear readers. Yes, I am blind in many ways. And, yes, these do catch on my eyelashes, so it's really, I have to wear them like super low so I can, you know, see and also blink. Alrighty, let's see. Let me make sure I look good and presentable while I'm reading my stuff, okay? So, let's start with this first one, and I haven't read any of these, so they could possibly be dumb. We'll review after we read, okay? But this first one is called The Architect's Key. There was once a man named Edward who designed and built his own perfect house. He lived in it for many years until he eventually passed away. A new family soon moved in, but whenever they went into the basement where Edward's personal study had been, they would get the feeling that someone was watching them. One day, the father of the new family decided to fix up an old jacket which every tailor in town had told him was beyond repair. So he went down to the old study, laid his jacket on a chair, and then tried to see if there was anything in the old desk that could help him mend it. But the drawers were all locked, and he couldn't find a key anywhere. The next morning, he came back down to find the key on the desk, all of the drawers open, and his jacket completely fixed. That was the end of that. Okay, creepy, but like, hey, that architect is still there helping him out. It's a win situation. Okay. Next, we as if someone had slammed down on it with their two hands. They immediately got out of the car and saw two women-sized handprints in the white flour on the hood. I feel like I don't know if they have any sources for these, but that isn't even, these aren't spooky, these are like kind of cute, actually. Okay, here's one that sounds interesting. The ghost in the hallway. I'm sorry if I keep looking at y'all, like very creepy. Also, if I sniffle a lot, I don't know why, but I feel like there's a bug in my nose. Like, it'd be itchy, like it'll be fine, and then boom, it'd be itchy again. That is my ghost origin story. Okay, the ghost in the hall. 4 young women moved into an old New England apartment together. You know, the type with squeaky floorboards and a long dark hallway, like you'd find in the scariest Halloween movies. A month after they moved in, one of the roommates realized that her favorite stuffed teddy bear was missing. The others all said they hadn't touched or seen it. Weeks went by, and she almost forgot about her teddy when something strange happened. She opened the door to one of the closets they hardly ever used, and there on the top shelf sat her furry friend. All of her roommates swore they had no idea how it happened. Now, whenever the teddy bear goes missing for a few days, she knows exactly where to find it. Alright, these are giving me like very not spooky vibes. I am not, if I'm not sitting here like scared, like just to be sitting here, it's not scary. It's just not, okay? We're skipping that one because it's about the desert. Alright, echoes of the past. A young bachelor at the beginning of his career became very successful very quickly, so he bought himself a house. One morning, he awoke to the sound of running water. He rushed to the bathroom and saw that the bathtub faucet was running on full blast. He was perturbed by this, as he lived alone. A week later, it happened again, only this time it wasn't just the one faucet, it was all of the faucets in the house. The young man called a repairman to fix the pipes and the water damage, but as it turned out, the pipes weren't broken. The repairman, a local, seemed visibly shaken. "What's wrong?" the bachelor asked. "The woman who lived here before you," said the repairman. "She drowned in that bathtub." Okay, that is kind of spooky, but this still sounds like something straight out of a movie or made up. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying this. I am so, y'all, this might be a flop. Okay, let's read this one. When the Candle Burns. 3 little girls were having a sleepover one night when they decided to try to host a boy, tell me why I can't read. It's like C-N-C-E. Seance. I think, is it seance? I think it's seance. Did I tell y'all that I'm kind of dumb? Okay, we already went over that, okay. One of the girls, Clara, recently lost her grandpa and wanted to see if she could commune with his spirit. The 3 girls gathered some candles and a few items that belonged to the late grandfather, his watch, his cigar case, and a photograph of him. The girls held hands and started the seance. Suddenly the candles began to flicker and the hands on the watch began to spin. Clara was sure it was her grandpa. Elated, she began to talk to him and ask him questions when all of a sudden one of the candles flew as if by some visible force and almost hit her head. Grandpa would never never do that," she said, shaking. She was right. It wasn't her grandpa, and whoever it was clearly did not like being disturbed. Come on now. Come on now. I am literally about to skip this page and let's go to Thought Catalog, because maybe Thought Catalog, okay, these are creepy true stories from Reddit. I actually think I should have started with this one because I'm pretty sure that this actually has the scary stuff in it. Hold on, I have to look hot while I'm reading. Alright, do I look like somebody's favorite substitute teacher? Because that's the look that I'm going for, okay, y'all? Right, let us continue reading. Alright, this first story is called Home Alone. Oh, excuse me. Alright. Best friend's parents were out of town one weekend, and she had the house to herself. Went about her business having dinner, watching TV, then decided to go to bed. She was lying in her bed with her back to her closet when she heard the door open. She somehow pretended to be asleep. The man who was hiding in the closet walked around her bed to the side she was laying/facing, gently stroked her hair and face, then left. She immediately called her boyfriend to ask him to come over, then called her parents and the police. Long story short, this man had been getting into their home via a doggy door. They didn't have a dog and didn't bother to secure it, and he'd been living in a tent in the foresty area behind their home for months to creep on her. They found a ton of surveillance footage of her sleeping in pieces of her clothes and stuff. Okay, that is like freaky. That type of stuff to me is what trips me out. Like the fact that that could happen to anyone. Like those very realistic stories that could potentially be happening to anyone, but like might not be happening to you, so don't worry about it. Okay, like that's the type of stuff that creeps me out. Like I'm like, oh yes, okay, I'm into this. Alright, party invite. A guy I was good friends with had a party one night and called me to invite me over. It was me and my wife's first day off together in a while, and our daughter was 2 years old. I mentioned it to my wife, and my daughter said, "No, don't go, Daddy." Of course, I can't resist that, so I stayed home and we had a good night. My friend, however, had the worst night of his life. His party was going good and everything was fine, even though there was a friend of a friend there who no one really knew. It turns out the stranger had been smoking PCP and decided to start killing people. He took a butcher knife and slashed 3 people's throats. My friend's wife threw their kids out of a 2-story window and jumped out herself, took them into the woods, and called the police. All 3 people died. The police found the guy walking down the side of the road covered in blood and incoherent. He had no idea what he had just did. This is kind of believable, but kind of not. It's also not as spooky to me for some reason, but we'll continue on. Alright, I'm going to skip a few of these that don't look that, Alright, here's some short ones actually. I remember reading ages ago about a guy who was in the military. He got back home after a tour of duty to find his wife and 2 kids dead. Excuse me, I just burped. They lived in a remote location. Turned out the mom had a sudden heart attack or stroke or something, and the 2 little kids had died of starvation and dehydration as they were too young to care for themselves. That is legit scary. Literally underneath it, it says, not exactly a ghost story, but as a parent, that scares the shit out of me. Girl, as a not parent, that scares me. Oh my god, that is so sad. Oh my gosh, can y'all see my chip? Okay, we're going to ignore that. Okay. The worst visit to the eye doctor ever. I'm an eye doctor, and I had a patient that she had a bug hit her in the eye a few days before she got this infection. I removed the larva, and within 2 days the wound closed and she was 100% recovered on basic antibiotic eye drops. Okay, that was not ghost scary. These are a little realistic, creepy stories. In fact, that's not even creepy. That's just like that was not fun. Whatever. I'm just going to take my readers off because I know I look goofy. Okay. Okay, the body in the barrel. Let's read about this. The 𝘕𝘂𝘧𝘭𝘰𝘸 story. I think I said that right. A young lady had an affair with her boss in the 1960s and got pregnant. After threatening to tell her boss's wife she was killed by her boss, who then put her body in an industrial barrel. He hid the barrel in his house for years, and none of the previous owners opened it due to the weight. Oh, the various owners, sorry, not previous, various owners. Finally, one guy decided to dispose of it in the 90s, and when he opened it and saw it contained something, an investigation traced the barrel and the girl back to the man who had killed himself before police could come arrest him, after confirming he was the father of the unborn baby via DNA. The lady's mother was in her late 80s when she was told her missing daughter was finally found. She claims that she had been having dreams about her daughter being inside a metal container for years after she had gone missing. Alright, that's also pretty, like, oh my gosh. Okay. When I was younger, this is called The Smell. When I was younger, me and my twin brother would help our friend do his paper route. One summer, we could smell something gross coming from one of the houses. We all didn't think anything of it until 3 days later, when the smell was reaching down the driveway. We went back to the back door where he normally dropped the paper and noticed it was open. We went in and looked around the house and found the owner dead. He had died of a heart attack and his cats were eating him. Dude, does this literally happen? Because I have seen multiple stories kind of like that, where like somebody will die and then the animals will start eating them. Like, that is insane. Alright, I think I might stop after this one because I think my camera will die very soon. But if y'all want a part 2 of this, let me know. Because what I might do is I might like actually look for some stories and read them like on my own and then pick them out, like good ones. Because I literally love reading and I love videos like this, like a very just chit-chatty, like sit down while I whisper type videos. So, and I love creepy, spooky, scary, sad stuff like that. I don't know why. I don't know why. Okay, missing child found in her bed. I wanted to read this because I kind of skimmed over it and was like, oh my gosh. Okay, I read a story recently about 𝘭𝘭𝘰𝘸-𝘭𝘪𝘬𝘦, a 4-year-old child who went missing from her room in 2010. Her parents immediately notified authorities and started a social media campaign to find Paulette. Paulette's room was searched multiple times and used by her parents to do media interviews. Here's the